Hi, my name is Cole Rappold, and my embodiment of speaking anxiety starts with an increased heart rate. I can tell that my heart rate starts to speed up as I get closer to when I'm supposed to be talking, as well as I start to sweat a bit more. My hands become a little bit more clammy than usual, as well as I feel myself starting to sweat more than usual. Also, I start to get a dry mouth as I get closer. I can tell that I'm thinking about speaking more, and my mouth becomes to get dry. And I also feel the adrenaline rush, especially as I'm just about to speak. I can feel my heart rate get faster, like I said, as well as kind of a butterflies or pit in my stomach. I also tend to use fillers such as like or as when I don't need them, or because I tend to get nervous, and I find myself that it's a coping mechanism to give me more time to think about what I want to say. I also some of the tools that I also use to manage that is before I like to do breathing exercises, couple seconds in, couple seconds out, hold it. Just some mindfulness breathing that helps me a lot to get the heart rate down, get my thoughts organized, as well as I like to drink water beforehand. It helps freshen up the mouth, makes my words clearer, helps me not focus on having a dry mouth so much. I also tend to find three or four people in the audience who are interested, so I'm not focusing on people who might think my speech is bad or give me negative input, even when it may not be true. Focus on three or four people, bounce from person to person, making sure that the whole audience is engaged, rather than just like the person in the front. I also don't get too caught up in tripping over my words because I find myself sort of hyperanalyzing what I'm saying as I'm going on in the speech. So, helping that, making sure that I'm not really focusing on messing up one or two words and letting the rest of the speech get off track because of that. I also tell myself the audience doesn't necessarily know what you're going to say all the time, so they won't necessarily know when you misspeak or mess up a word. That helps me personally balance my anxiety of making sure that everything has to be right. And finally, I also tell myself to talk slower than I need to because when I'm nervous, tend to speed up my speech, and so it's harder for people to understand during a speech. So I tell myself to slow down